Salve discipuli, and welcome again to another episode of Latin in Layman's. Today we're going to be doing something different. I'm not talking about medical, I'm not talking about legal, I'm not talking about any sort of that kind of stuff. In fact, we're just taking modern words and we're looking at the English that you use as actually a culmination of Latin or Greek or a combination of both, a little concoction there, if you will. Now, if you're curious and you want to learn something new, stick on with me and then go learn about more of this stuff in a longer format. And my podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, Amazon Music, Latin in Layman's, A Rhetoric Revolution. You know me. We're getting there at some point. Not now, but we're building. We're building our masses. On TikTok, I think we're at like 660 some followers. Hey, you know what? It's not a lot, but we're making a little headway. Without further ado, though, let's get into our first word here. We have support here. Support, actually, sup is a derivation of sub. The preposition in Latin means under, but they didn't really like how, it assimilated to a P rather than a B because they didn't like a B running into a P. A sub-port doesn't sound very nice. Support, under, porto, portare means to carry. It's where we get portable. It's where we get export. It's where we get import. It's where we get transport. Across, you carry across. You export, you carry out of. You import, you carry into. You report, you carry and back. You report back, aka you carry back to whomever you were given the report to, essentially. So, if you didn't know, now you know. Support, report, export, transport, support, import, export, all of those kind of ports, coming from porto, portare, which means to carry, portable. Respect, meaning back, specto, spectare means to look at and or watch. So when you respect someone, you're just looking back at them and then you're saying, I see you, I hope you see me. And that's how we give a very inkling, small amount of respect to an individual. It's actually where we get the Harry Potter spell, expecto patronum. Ex meaning out of, specto means to, well, in this case, expecto means to await. It's when you're waiting for, or I am awaiting, patronum, aka a protector. So if you didn't know, now you know. If you learned something new, would love your support. Hopping on over to any of those channels to listen to my podcast. And if you can think of any more port words, some sub words like subway, I don't know, subdermal, report, I don't know. Hope you learned something new. Tempus est discedere.